Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. This is the Daily Dose for Monday, August 16th. It's brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center. The Tri-State Radiology Center is the River City's premier independent imaging facility offering both digital X-ray and open MRI services. Call them today for an appointment at 928-460-7226. And remember, at Tri-State Radiology Center, your image means the world to us. All right. Good morning, Clay. Good morning, Patrick, Brenda, Jeff, Shar, Pamela, my homie, Marley.
They all woke
David.
up.
Everybody's up.
Yeah, good.
I'm barely there, but I am
made
here.
You had a 3-day weekend. It's okay.
It was, yeah. Well, not really, because the reason I wasn't here on Friday is that Friday night I was doing a ride-along with the Sheriff's Department. So we'll have that story hopefully later on this week, end of the week, something Sunday cool. Maybe. We'll see. Depends on how long I write. All right, let's get to our breaking news. Today's breaking news is brought to you by New Image Primary Care, now scheduling appointments within 7 days. Call them for your appointment at 928-299-2588. Our first breaking news story, couple faces drug charges after traffic stop. This is Lucindo Callegos Vasquez and Maria Teresa Holguin Vasquez. They were arrested August 6th in Fort Mojave. They originally stopped for having an expired registration. So I will, once you get to my story on Sunday or whenever it is about expired registrations, you are going to understand. But they got pulled over for having a expired registration. When Lucindo, the man, was asked to get out of the vehicle, as he did so, they saw what they believed to be illegal drugs and paraphernalia. So at that point, they were able to search both of them. They found a glass pipe in Maria Teresa in her shirt. In her purse, they found some meth and some oxycodone. So he was booked for suspicion of possession of narcotic drugs and possession of drug paraphernalia. She was booked for possession of dangerous drugs, possession of narcotic drugs, and possession of drug paraphernalia. So, looking at those mugshots, I think they're innocent.
Uh-huh.
Don't you agree?
Yeah.
No comment?
No comment.
All right, and then we also have Topak woman sentenced to prison. All right, Jeff, that's our other breaking news.
Yep, that's her.
All right, so this is Jennifer Dawn Prioli, 50. She pled guilty in May to second-degree murder per domestic violence for the death of Jeffrey Joseph Defer, 50. This is a crazy one. So she claimed to suffer from battered woman's syndrome. They had a bunch of people that kind of checked her out, and some of the information was allowed in, some of it wasn't. Her neighbors didn't want to weigh in on it, which was kind of weird. That, you know, you'd think they would be the first one to say this is what we heard, but here's what it came down to. Who's available? Their psychologist said a video showed that Defer, that's the boyfriend, was sitting in the back of a pickup truck in a driveway. When she went out, shot him in the head. He fell to the ground. When he got up and walked towards her, she shot him a second time. This is the weird part. She then shot him a third time 17 minutes later.
I don't get that.
17 minutes later. And then 40 minutes after that, she called the police. So that whole domestic violence thing, whether it's true or not true, that kind of went away when you shot him the third time.
Right out the window.
Right. So she had a plea agreement. It called for a 10 to 16-year sentence. They gave her the max, 16 years. So, and that's because she had a lack of prior convictions. So who knows where she would have been if she would have had a history of this kind of stuff. Shenanigans. All right, let's go to Sunday's cover page. We have the Back to School Bash. This was the Back to School Bash down at the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse on Friday. It was put together by Make Bullhead Better. So here you have members of the Royal Elites Competitive Cheer of America team. On the left, they're getting ready to do some tumbling runs and show what they've got going on. On the right, that little girl there on the left is 6-year-old Bailey Fry. She demonstrates her hula hooping skills for a small audience of family and friends. she was among more than 400 people who turned out for the event. That was open to all children. They shut it down later, and so they had a teens-only portion in the evening that was more grown up for them, or I guess older games, or whatever you want to call it. So let me see if I had anything else on that I wanted to cover. They're looking. The competitive cheer of America Elite Royals team are still looking for more people. So if you're interested in doing that, that's great. And they also called. Grace Hecht also talked about. There were many community organizations on hand distributing information about programs and services to parents, providing trinkets, books, or activities for the children. So nice job by Grace and the Make Bullhead Better people. Bullhead City School District changes quarantine protocol. This is kind of an odd one. I don't really understand what's going on here, but they had the Bullhead City School District, formerly known as the Bullhead Elementary School District, had a protocol put in place for COVID. They've changed it now, saying that instead of going from this is what has to be done to, or these people are quarantined, to parents may choose to quarantine them. So according to Board President Corey Burgess, their number one priority is children in the classroom. However, they have at least 18 confirmed COVID cases among faculty, staff, and students in the first week of school. So they have decided to make some amendments to it. They've got a problem with, or Corey Burgess has a problem with the word may, and says that it's too restrictive. I think may is kind of the opposite of restrictive. But it sounds like what they're trying to do is, instead of saying, if you test positive or if you're around somebody who's positive, you have to be out 14 days, they're changing it to you may be out, or parents may keep their child out. A couple other things from the board meeting. The first day of class saw 2,163 students. By the sixth day, that had increased to 2,266, which from what I understand is up from years past. So they had a discussion about, or they had a workshop about the district policy. They also discussed the district's proposal to build a district-owned housing development. This is something that they're going to do with their $2.3 million in COVID money. They would like to, or they're discussing anyway, purchasing some multifamily homes and housing district employees in there. They think that it would be a recruitment and retention tool. Amanda Amon, who's one of the board members, has suggested that. She said this would help a lot in just drawing more people to our pool. But Jeannie Borland, who's also one of the members, she's not for it, she's not against it, she just has some concerns. The first was that housing wouldn't be available for all district employees, so if it's not available for all, isn't it considered a benefit to those that get it, and how do you weigh that against the other ones who don't have that benefit? The other point was housing's not our business, education is. That's also a fair point, so we'll see what happens. They have not voted on it. What they decided to do is have Superintendent Carolyn Stewart get some more information on it. So I think that's all we have from Sunday's paper, huh?
Yep.
Got some sports, but we'll come back to that. So from today's paper, we have a Golden Valley man faces decades in prison for allegedly possessing child pornography and shooting and injuring a baby girl in separate criminal cases. So Zion Zachary Kaufman, we talked a little bit about this a couple weeks ago when he was arrested, was charged with, in one case, with 2 counts of aggravated assault, 1 count each of child abuse and tampering with physical evidence. In another case, he's charged with 10 counts of sexual exploitation of a minor. So what happened was they had Mojave County Sheriff's Office deputies responded to Kingman Hospital about 10 o'clock on November 3rd last year after a report of suspicious injuries to an 8-month-old girl. when they got there, he said that he had fired 10 to 30 BBs at a covey of quail. 2 shots hit the girl who was sitting in a car seat near where the mother was collecting firewood. One of them struck her in the back of the head, fracturing her skull. The mother said that somebody had stormed in and fired shots at her and hit the baby. When they investigated, they found out that he was it. So while they were investigating it, that's when they found sexual photos and that kind of stuff on his cell phone. So child pornography on Kaufman's phone. So they are going to, Deputy Mojave County Attorney Carolina Zaplinska said she would allow Kaufman to plead guilty to 3 of the counts, including 2 of the counts on sexual exploitation charge, and be sentenced to 34 years. All right. We have this politics by proxy story. Jeff, do you get that picture?
Yes.
Okay. Politics by proxy. So this is kind of an interesting one. We had our local representative here, Paul Gosar, had come out months ago complaining that, here's what he said. He talking about proxy voting. He called it shameful and unconstitutional, a scheme by Democrats who didn't show up for work this week but still got paid by taxpayers. So they did this check and to see who was doing proxy voting. And proxy voting is I'm not there, but I call somebody and let them vote for me. Mr. Gosar was the 3rd highest when it comes to proxy voting. He had proxy voted 38 times. Number 1, well, I don't have that. I'm sure it's in here, but it's all COVID related. They allowed them to proxy vote instead of going down there just to avoid all of the close contact and all that. So I just thought it was interesting that Paul Gosar was number 3rd on that list. So, all right, let's go to sports.
You got it.
So in sports, we have the BMX racers here. On the left there, you got Turnell Henry, who's the track operator at Colorado River BMX and a BMX Hall of Famer. He is congratulating Annabelle Wade and Haley Rodman for advancing in class. So Annabella moved up to intermediate class, and Haley on the right there is now an expert. Wow. So,
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Moving up is always good.
Yes, except for you're dominating at intermediate, and now
then,
all of a sudden you're the...
You got competition now.
Yeah, now you know. And so we know some other kids that have gone through that.
It's good for them, though. It makes them
pushes
try
them
harder again,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah. So now you're not the big dog. Now you're the little dog, but
you're with the big dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you see what it takes to be the big dog of the big dogs.
All right, we got that clear.
Cool. And then we also have, this is kind of neat, Tyler Gilbert for the D-backs became the 4th pitcher in Major League history to throw a no-hitter in his first career Major League start. So he was out on, I think it was Saturday night, and he lifted Arizona to a 7-0 win over the Padres, and the Padres are a really, really good team. So,
thank you.
It's
That's
pretty,
my home team.
Those are your guys?
Yeah, those are my guys.
They're really, really good. So he threw no hitter. I guess he didn't have those opening day jitters.
Nope.
Huh? He just went out there
he just
and
went for it.
did
Were you
his
going to
thing.
cover NASCAR, or did you get any info?
I don't have any NASCAR.
I got some info.
Okay.
So AJ Allmendinger takes the win this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since he's been up on the podium, and it's nice to see him back on the podium there getting that trophy. You got a good picture of him right there. AJ Allmendinger, your NASCAR winner this weekend.
David Abeda, NASCAR, AJ Allmendinger.
That's right.
Yeah, I saw some highlights yesterday. I spent a little time sitting down at Buffalo Wild Wings trying to refocus my chi.
Yeah.
With Sam Adams.
Right.
And I saw some highlights, but I don't know what that was.
Well,
but there were some crashes, some ugly crashes.
It was a road course, and also.
Okay, so that was the one I was watching. Yeah.
I want to say that back in my go-kart days, I used to go-kart with A.J. Allmendinger.
Oh, really?
He just made it a little bit further than me in go-karting.
Amy Mitsoff says, only if you do the sound effects, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Zoom, 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 zoom.
I'm not sure that at the road course they had too many zoom, 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 zoom. It looked like a lot of whoa,
A lot of
and
crashing? Oh,
people
well.
hitting bumps and
I haven't had my crash effects down.
no, you're working.
I got to
on it,
work
though.
on that.
You'll
yeah.
get there. Good morning, Wells.
Morning, Wells.
Glad to see that you're up and at 'em. I'm looking over. I don't see the light on your office, so you must be at home.
No, it's on his screen in his Tesla.
Oh, yeah, that's probably it. All right. Today's highlights in history. Very sad day.
Oh, let's hear it.
First of all, 1977, Elvis Presley died at his Graceland estate in Memphis, Tennessee, at age 42.
That was sad for sure.
And then in 2018, same day, 2018, Aretha Franklin, the undisputed Queen of Soul, died of pancreatic cancer at the age of 76.
Boy, that's not a good day in music, is it?
It is a bad day, so if you know any musicians, every August 16th, you need to check on them.
Be careful out there.
Make sure that they're okay. I saw a review of that movie about her life, Respect, and somebody in the community here had said they went out and saw it out at the Riverside and said it was great. So,
Cool.
all right, weather.
Let's do it.
Weather's brought to you by Living Waters Hospice, your hometown hospice. Together we can make a difference. Today, sunny and 113. Tomorrow, sunny, a little bit breezy, and 110. Same thing Wednesday, breezy and 108. Thursday, breezy and 108. And Friday, breezy and 108.
That's getting cooler. I guess you could say that.
108? 108,
Yeah.
110? Yeah, I'd take that. It's National Bratwurst Day.
Better get your bratwurst
I
on.
did not know that, and I am a huge bratwurst fan, but there's only one brat, Johnsonville Brats.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it, huh?
Anybody else tries to pass theirs off as bratwurst, they're liars. It's
Okay.
fake news.
Fake news, okay.
All right, I think we got everything, right?
I think so, yeah.
All right, this has been brought to you by the Tri-State Radiology Center. The Tri-State Radiology Center offers same or next day appointments, and they accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal. They have a wide-open MRI and offer digital x-rays with your reports ready in 24 hours. Call them today for an appointment at 928-460-7226. Thank you, everybody, for waking up bright and early on this Monday morning. We hope that you guys have a great week. If you're not aware, the celebration or the funeral for Lieutenant Nick Sessions is Thursday morning. Doors open at 9 at the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse. The procession is supposed to be arriving somewhere around 10, a little bit
just
after
remember,
10.
police cars only, guys. Don't
Yes.
try to get in that line.
Yes, the procession is going to start up at Silver Creek, up
That's
at
right.
Desert Lawn, come down to 95, take 95 all the way down to the Parkway, turn into
Fieldhouse
the
there.
Anderson
Yep.
Fieldhouse there. So if you can get out and see it, great, but don't try to be part of it.
That's right.
All right, everybody. Hope you have a great week. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, we'll see you for Taco
tomorrow.
Tuesday.